Boys, UFC Noche is going to be an absolute disaster. UFC Noche was supposed to be headlined by Volkanovski versus Yair Rodriguez, but that got canceled due to immense backlash from everybody. Why is Yair getting a title shot when he's 1-1 in his last two, and his fight against Volkanovski was completely ass? Anyways, the main event for UFC Noche came out yesterday, and it is Diego Lopez versus Gene Silva. What is going on with this matchmaking? And then we also have Aaron Pico versus Movsar Evloev. First of all, Diego Lopez is ranked 2, and Gene Silva's ranked 11. We couldn't have gotten a Yair versus a Diego Lopez fight? I know we couldn't because Yair said he doesn't want to fight him in the UFC. He wants to fight him in the street, but that just means that you don't want to fight him. Well, it's going to be recorded and possible that you could lose and get embarrassed. Okay, I understand that, Yair. You're a little bit scared of the fade. But why are we giving somebody who's ranked 11 a main event on UFC Noche against somebody who's ranked number 2? And I assume that this is going to be a number 1 contenders fight because Diego just fought for the title. If Diego wins, he's not getting a title fight. If Gene Silva wins, now we're in conversations when we really shouldn't be because Movsar is undefeated. They have him fighting Aaron Pico, a dude who's not even ranked and getting brought into the UFC, when there's a clear number 1 contender in Movsar Evloev, and we are just fabricating new number 1 contenders because we don't want Movsar to get beat up by Volk. Listen, Movsar is not beating Volk, so like I don't understand why they don't just want to throw him in there. Do they want him as champion and they're hoping that somebody else could beat Volk and then Movsar could take over? Or what's the big old deal here? And they're throwing whoever is matchmaking for Gene Silva is just throwing him softballs. Well, the Bryce Mitchell fight I did not think was a softball, but this right here is a softball. Diego Lopez does not do good under pressure. Against a pressure fighter, Diego Lopez absolutely folds. He starts rubbing his neck and folds. Diego Lopez cannot handle pressure. We saw him get 50-45 in his last fight against Volkanovski. Gene Silva is a pressure fighter. He's going to walk forward and he's going to pressure you. He's going to be all over you. He could squabble. He could wrestle. Listen, I do not like the fighting nerds. My bias is clear. I have a clear bias against the fighting nerds, but Gene Silva is going to win this fight. This is a clear Gene Silva. I do not see a way how Gene Silva could lose this fight. He's better than Diego Lopez on the ground. He's better than Diego Lopez striking. He's stronger than Diego Lopez in his cardio. Arguably is better than Diego Lopez did go 5 rounds. We've never seen Gene Silva go 5 rounds. We've never even seen Gene Silva go 3 rounds. So we have something there, but I do not see a path of victory for Diego Lopez. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Do you guys remember Diego Lopez taking Brian Ortega to a decision, a 15-minute decision? He also took Dan Ige to a decision. The last time that Diego Lopez got a finish was against my boy Sadiq Youssef in round 1. He knocked him out. But, brother, that was in 2024 April. We're about to be in 2026. It's crazy saying that, but we're about to be in 2026. Diego Lopez absolutely stands no chance. He took Brian Ortega, the geriatric Brian Ortega, to a 15-minute decision when Brian Ortega rolled his ankle while Bruce Buffer was announcing the fight. Gene Silva, who just decides to scream and shout and act like an idiot, is just going to get a free title shot. While Movsar sits on the sidelines and the UFC orders fighters to be brought in from other organizations to try to fend Movsar off of the title. Does Gene Silva have a better chance of beating Volkanovski than Movsar? I would say yeah. You can't submit Volkanovski. Volkanovski has no neck. If Islam could not submit Volkanovski, none of these other Dagestanis are going to submit Volkanovski. Let's be for real. Now, Gene Silva can absolutely sleep Volkanovski. I cannot believe that these words are coming out of my mouth. Why is Gene Silva being able to jump the line this easily? Isn't Lerone Murphy in this fucking weight class? Lerone Murphy is in this. Why are we not getting Gene Silva versus Lerone Murphy? Why aren't we getting Gene Silva versus Arnold Allen? Arnold Allen is now healthy. Why does Gene Silva get to skip the fucking line of number one contenders? I was going to say like 3 number one contenders, but let's be real. It's honestly only Mosavar, and I need Arnold Allen to go win a fight. Arnold Allen, I need you to win a fight. Please. Please, okay? But this is just absolutely ridiculous. We have Marcus McGee versus Peter Yan. What is the matchmaking? Has Dana just left all group chats in the UFC? Did he just say, I'm done? I don't want to no longer be informed in any decisions. Just have fun, do whatever. Who's the co-main event? Who's the co-main event for Lopez versus Silva? Who is it? Who is it? It's going to be a women's fight. It's going to be a 5-round women's fight. Third fight from the top is probably going to be 2 unranked heavyweight slobs. And by the way, this is UFC Noche. This is supposed to be like for Mexican Independence Day. Both of these dudes are fucking Brazilian. Gene Silva is a Brazilian. Diego Lopez is a Brazilian. These dudes are not Mexican. We couldn't get 2 Mexican fighters. To be honest with you, I don't really know who's Mexican and who's not. The only reason I know these 2 dudes are Brazilian is because Gene Silva fucks with Charles Oliveira, and I've just seen all the memes of Diego Lopez being Brazilian and not actually Mexican. Hey, get the information where you can. But absolute horrid matchmaking from the UFC roster, from the UFC staff going on down there in New Mexico. I don't know what you guys are smoking down there, but mail me some. Mail me some. Dana, please, all right? This is just a free title shot for Gene Silva, by the way. A literal free title shot for Gene Silva. Okay. I'm out of here, boys. Peace out.